The big boys in the East have gathered at Citizens Bank Park. Both have a bond for baseball passion, both with a common bond of dislike for a certain foe that resides between Boston and Philadelphia. While the bunch from Beantown got off to a slow start, they have seen plenty of success recently. The only person more dominating right now will be on the mound when interleague play continues next. There are golden tickets during a baseball season, but this one is a whopper. Fans from Boston, fans from Philadelphia getting together at Citizens Bank Park to watch Cliff Lee toe the rubber against Josh Beckett. It's game one of an interleague series between the Phillies and the Boston Red Sox. Why is this so big? Well, maybe a little foreshadowing. The Phillies, with the best record in the majors, 4.5 games ahead of the Braves in the National League East with 49 wins, take on the Red Sox, who trail the Yankees by a half game in the American League East. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Sarge will be along in just a little bit. This is as big a marquee matchup as you'll see in interleague baseball. This is exactly what Major League Baseball wanted when they drew this kind of plan up back in 1997. Phillies have their hands full, but so do the Red Sox. And speaking of the Red Sox, they didn't start out the season that well, Wheels, but they are cooking and clicking on all cylinders.
Oh, it was a disaster for them early in the season. And up there in Beantown, oh, there were a lot of people ready to jump off bridges. But the Boston Red Sox, they came back big time. They were 2-10 through their first 12 games. And look at what they have done since. They've turned into the team that everybody thought they were capable of becoming. And they are really, really good right now and in a tough division. Their pitcher tonight, a guy the Phillies know so well from his younger days with the Florida Marlins, and now, of course, with Boston, Josh Beckett, coming off a one-hit shutout of Tampa Bay. He's been a little bit ill since then, so he hasn't pitched for a while, but they say he's done his side sessions and he's ready to go. Very consistent for Josh Beckett so far this year. Last year he had a terrible season. He was hurt. His back was bothering him. Way over hits per innings pitch. But right now he's back to being, unfortunately for everybody else in Major League Baseball, he's Josh Beckett again. He's one of the best.
And Terry Francona, the manager of the Red Sox, said even though Beckett has not thrown since June 15th, they'll watch him. If he tires early, then they may make a decision. But if he doesn't tire, they'll keep him out there for as long as he needs to be there. All right, another guy that seems to be thriving as the season's moving on is Cliff Lee. Boy, has he been good.
Both these guys are on scoreless streaks right now. Lee's is longer than Beckett's. Cliff Lee, his last time out, ho-hum, another shutout out at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. He was so good that night. Double plays all over the place. Threw a lot more ground balls than we're used to seeing him throw. He had a good downward plane on his pitches, and they were smothering him in the infield. You see one ground ball after another. Lee fielding his position the way that he always does. He loves to swing the bat, and he was just dominant in this game. Pitched a shutout. Threw a lot of pitches, the most pitches he's ever thrown in a game, but he was still really good, and there was the final out right there, appropriately enough on a ground ball, because he threw so many during that game. This is all he's done in his last 4 starts. These are really remarkable statistics. A 0.27 earned run average. You see the walks, how low that is, the hits. He just even hasn't allowed many base runners, and he's had a lot of double plays. We mentioned he's on a scoreless streak, 23. The longest in his career is 27. And look at the base runners allowed during this streak that he's on, and the opponent's hitting 135 against him. He has been that good, and that comes off that shaky start that he had in Washington. That seems like years ago.
Seems like years ago. And Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels, Roy Halladay, could the three of them be heading to this year's All-Star game? We shall see. Today may be another step forward, not only for the fans coming to the ballpark, but also for the Phillies and their staff. How about Jimmy Rollins? Red hot the other day. We'll see if it continues from the top of the order. Lineups at first pitch when we return. during the course of a Major League Baseball season, but when you have been as strong as the Phillies have been in recent years, anytime they go into interleague play and face the likes of the Yankees and the Red Sox, that anticipation builds even more, because you know there'll be fans from, let's say, Boston coming down here to Philadelphia, and the Philly fans certainly travel up to Boston when these two teams face each other. And it's been this way since interleague play began in 1997. There seems to be an exchange where the Phillies fans use it as a few days of vacation up in Boston, and vice versa for the Red Sox fans. Let's take a look at Boston's starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at center field, Jacoby Ellsbury. Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman, bats second. Adrian Gonzalez hits third, followed by Kevin Youkilis and Darnell McDonald. Jason Varitek makes the start behind the plate tonight. He'll bat sixth. Mike Cameron hits seventh in right field. Marco Scudero's over at shortstop. He'll bat eighth. And Josh Beckett, he does the pitching tonight, but he's also swung the bat pretty well in this ballpark. And he'll face Cliff Lee, as will the rest of the Red Sox, making his 17th start of the year. And, Wheels, that's only part of the story.
Yeah, way too many walks. He's just not having a good 25 walks more than he had all last year. He's had a strange season as far as some walks go, but wow, what a job Cliff Lee has done, especially lately in the month of June. He has just been outstanding. Here's our Southwest scouting report on him. Mixes in all those pitches. Lifetime against Boston, though, in his last 5 starts against him, he's 0-3, and his team has lost all 5 of them. So it's not a team that he's dominated, but this is certainly one of the best runs he's probably ever been on in his major league career.
Well, Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off for the Red Sox, and he takes a strike, so we're underway. Ellsbury this year hitting .303 with 9 home runs and 39 runs batted in. Missed a lot of last year because of a rib injury. In fact, played just 18 games a season ago.
Yeah, and he came back and played in the series against the Phillies, as that's right at Ryan Howard for the first out. And he got hurt again in that series, and then he was gone again for a long time.
Yeah, he dove for a ball out in the outfield against the Phillies, and the rib injury never properly healed. So 1 away. Here's Dustin Pedroia, a former American League MVP back in 2008.
He's healthy too. He had a bad foot last year, broke his foot. And, you know, he's off to he got off to a slow start like all these guys did. He's hot right now with an 11-game hitting streak.
And a grounder towards short. So 2 pitches and 2 away. Or 3 pitches and 2 away.
Well, it's time for our Nissan Keys to tonight's game. As Tom mentioned, this is really a much anticipated series. There's a real buzz in the yard here tonight. It's just fun to be here. 2 real good teams and a great pitching matchup. And how about if the Phillies could try and win a series against this guy? They've lost 6 straight series against the Red Sox, both here and in Boston.
Well, 2 outs. Here's Adrian Gonzalez, a guy the Phillies are very familiar with. Signed a 7-year contract extension with Boston after the Red Sox traded a bushel of top prospects for him. And the first pitch to him. And he takes off the inside corner, first ball of the night.
He just figured it was going to be such a great deal for him to move to the American League, to a good team like this, to pepper that green monster. He can hit it all over the place.
See, he leads the American League in hitting at .361, and he grounds one softly to second. How about this inning for Cliff Lee? 5 pitches, and he retires the Red Sox in order here in the first. So nothing across. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Adrian Gonzalez of the Red Sox, nothing, and the Phillies coming up. their club once again after winning 2 of 3 from the A's. Phillies lineup is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Placido Polanco bats second. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard and Sheen Victorino. Raul Ibanez is over in left field. He'll bat sixth. Hitting seventh is Dominic Brown. Carlos Ruiz, the catcher, bats eighth. And batting ninth at pitching is Cliff Lee. And they'll face now 31-year-old right-hander Josh Beckett, making his 15th start, but his first since the 15th of June.
What a history the Phillies have with Josh Beckett. Way back from that first year when he was a rookie with the Florida Marlins. They have had some battles with him. Words exchanged. It's really been a lot of fun games. Here, scouting report from Southwest Airlines. He's using a lot more cut fastballs, evidently. The key to him normally is if he gets his curveball over. If he gets his curveball over, he is really, really tough.
Well, he certainly is filled out. He's listed at 6'5", 225, and he's been battling the flu, so that's why he hasn't pitched since the 15th of June when he threw a one-hitter at the Tampa Bay Rays. So Jimmy Rollins leads it off, and Rollins swings at the first pitch, and he pops it behind the plate. Varitek will give it a look and hits the screen. It's no balls and one strike.
That was really close to a first out on one pitch. Jimmy's been swinging at the first pitch a lot lately and getting hits off.
Well, Rollins on Sunday was 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored, and that broke an 0 for 13 slump for him. You see his numbers, not too bad. 260 with 7 home runs and 31 RBIs, and he has scored 46 runs this year. So he's on pace for close to a 100-run season, and he really hasn't gotten that hot yet this season.
Yeah, and the good news is he's been able to play whenever they need him to play. There's the first curveball of the game, and he missed with it badly. And that's all you can hope if you're the Phillies, is that he keeps that up. Because when he throws his curveball for a strike, he reminds me of Nolan Ryan, one of his idols. That when Ryan threw his curveball for a strike earlier in the game, he went up.
Rollins fouls back the cutter, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Keith Bram. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Keith will win $400.
Jimmy's had some success against Beckett.
12 for 47 with a couple home runs. And a curveball out in front toward right center field. Ellsbury on the run. He gets there. So 1 away. During the 2011 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Graham Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Phillies are 49-30 this year, the best record in Major League Baseball. Their lead in the division at 4.5 games over the Atlanta Braves.
Braves won out in Seattle last night behind Brandon Beachy. Have 2 more games with the Mariners.
Here's Placido Polanco, and he takes a strike. Polanco on Sunday also had a good day. He was 2 for 4 with a run scored, and overall 3 for 9 on the homestand. This place is going to be bustling for the next few days. Not that it isn't usually.
Right. There's just a little more of a buzz now with these guys in town.
On the inside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Throwing a couple cut fastballs to Polanco. That's the reports on him, that he likes that pitch now. And maybe he doesn't throw 96, 95 the way that he used to consistently, but he's backed off his fastball a little bit, using more cutters and then that real good curveball and occasional changeup. Left-handed hitters.
Line drive caught by Scudero. That just kept on hooking back toward the shortstop. And there are 2 away. So 2 outs here in the first. Chase Utley's the hitter.
This was another cutter. He threw 3 in a row. He got out front of that one just a little bit. Ball wasn't hit all that hard. As Tom said, it's coming back towards Scudero a little bit. It was really a pretty easy play for him.
Terry Francona, who is one win away from 700 in his career with the Red Sox. His 8th year as the skipper with Boston.
Yeah, we told him tonight we hope he'd take that with him. Get it at home.
4 years with the Phillies. He won 285 games, and he was quoted the last couple of days saying, "I don't think they're going to have a parade for me in Philly unless things have really changed."
He has a great self-deprecating sense of humor, and he realizes what it was like here in those days. And when he went to Boston, he inherited a few more good players.
Won a world championship in his first year with the Red Sox.
He got a lot smarter.
Utley takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
He can really hold a team together, though. Players play for Terry Francona, and he has their back.
Utley does have 2 home runs lifetime against Beckett. In fact, he's 8 for 25 against him. So pretty good numbers. In the air to shallow left field. Darnell McDonald comes trotting in and makes the catch, and the side is retired. So that's a 10-pitch first inning for Josh Beckett. We've completed 1. We go to the 2nd here in Philadelphia. Phillies, as both pitchers dominated their half of the first. The Mazda League leaders, the Phillies, with the best winning percentage in all of baseball. Then the Yankees, who are half game ahead of the Red Sox. How about the Giants, who won today against Chicago? They have a day-night doubleheader. And then the Braves, who are 45 and 35 at 563. And you see a couple teams from the American League, but 3 teams from the National League in that mix. Here's Kevin Youkilis to start the 2nd. Youkilis hitting .275 with 11 homers and 55 RBIs. And he takes the ball outside. Youkilis making the transition back over to third base this year with the acquisition of Adrian Gonzalez.
This team takes a lot of pitches. They foul a lot of pitches off. That was a very unusual first inning for them. But it looked like they came out with a game plan to attack Cliff Lee early, like a lot of teams do, because he throws so many strikes.
3-0 the count.
But see, this is more like their game right now. And you saw Youkilis, what he does ahead in the count. But they take pitches, they foul them off, and their game plan, like the Yankees and some other American League teams, get that starter out of there as quickly as possible. Not a bad plan of attack.
Yeah, there's ball 4. That doesn't happen often, where Cliff Lee will walk a batter on 4 pitches.
Yeah, it was almost like Youkilis came up after watching that first inning and said, well, he's going to have to throw me a strike. And there you see on base percentage, American League teams, and no surprise who the first two are, because that's been their philosophy for a long time now, to try and see as many pitches as possible.
Kansas City 4th in the league in on base percentage at .329. It's pretty impressive. Royals are currently in 4th place in the Central, and there's a strike to Darnell McDonald. McDonald starting in left field tonight. See his numbers overall: 109 with a home run and 3 RBIs, 2 for his last 25. He had a good year last year for the Red Sox when they were in search of somebody to replace Jacoby Ellsbury.
Yeah, their outfield's been their corner outfield has been a little bit in flux all year for Terry Francona. Carl Crawford is one of their big free agent signing. There he is. He's on the disabled list, but he was really struggling. He started to pick it up a little bit, and then he got hurt.
J.D. Drew got hit in the eye with a ball during batting practice the other day against the Pirates. And a call, strike 3, right on the inside part of the play. McDonald doesn't think so. That's a pretty good pitch. Just a straight fastball at 91. And one gone here in the second.
Cliff Lee painting right on that inside corner. Wasn't high, wasn't low. He thinks it's inside.
Darrell Cousins is the home plate umpire. He's the crew chief. Ron Culpa's at first, Jim Wolfe at second, and John Tumpane is around at third. Here's Jason Varitek making his 33rd start of the year. A switch hitting catcher. In fact, both of their catchers are switch hitters. And out in front, and it's 0-1.
Varitek's been written off a lot of years, and he keeps resurfacing with this team and doing an acceptable job for him. They say he can still handle the staff as well as anybody, and Beckett really likes him behind the plate.
He played in only one game against the Pirates last weekend. He takes strike 2.
Well, he at one time was really the heart and soul of their ball club when they were winning their championships. He wears that C in that uniform for a reason. He earned it. Not many baseball teams have that C, have a captain.
In the air to shallow right field, Dominic Brown. He started in, now he goes back a little bit, makes the catch, and there are 2 outs.
I was trying to think if the Phillies ever had anybody wear a C on their have a captain on their uniform.
Well, Darren Dalton was the unquestioned leader of the '93 team, and he didn't have a C on his chest.
No, I don't ever remember seeing that on there. I've always been, I know other sports do it a lot. I don't know. You always wonder, but does that put more heat on the guy? Does he have to be an outward leader? Does he? I don't know what it means.
I think everybody knows who the captains are of each team.
Yeah, in baseball, you almost think about them more as leaders in the clubhouse.
Right. Here's Mike Cameron. Certainly has a long career against the Phillies because of his years in New York, and in Cincinnati, and San Diego. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to him.
And Cameron's a really good outfielder, a very strikeout-prone offensive player.
Well, these fans want to strike out right here. No balls and 2 strikes to Cameron. On the inside corner, called strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for Cliff Lee. He allowed a leadoff walk, but then nothing else. He retired the next 3 hitters. He goes over 1,200 career strikeouts in the inning. And he was painting not only to Darnell McDonald, but also to Mike Cameron. but when it comes to everyday life on Earth, they are lost in the cosmos. TV's funniest comedy, The Big Bang Theory, is coming to PHL 17 weeknights, premiering September 19th. Ryan Howard hits the first pitch foul from Josh Beckett. Howard does have a home run against Beckett during his career. He's 4 for 13 against him. 6 home runs in his career against the Red Sox, and 1 interleague home run so far this season. This is the 20th career game for Beckett against the Phillies. There's only one other team he's faced more in his career, and that's the New York Yankees. Faced the Yankees 25 times. And the Red Sox certainly have handled the Yankees this year. Opposite way for Howard toward the left field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. McDonald cuts it off, and Howard will stop at first. That's a pretty good sign that he went that way with it. I don't know if he was late or if it was an outside pitch and he just flicked it that way, but he still went to left for the first hit of the night for the Phillies.
Yeah, pitch was away from him and he hit it where it was pitched. Good sign. Yeah, I mean, there's just no way to tell, as Tom said, whether or not he's late or, you know, whether he was protecting away. But whatever it was, he hit the ball really hard the other way.
So here's Victorino. Phillies' best hitter in interleague games so far this year, hitting over 300. That's 7 for 22. And he takes a strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
One of these guys is due to give up a run, and the Phillies hope it's Beckett.
Yeah, Lee is at 25 consecutive innings without allowing a run, because he's pitched 2 scoreless so far tonight. Oh, and 2 the count to Victorino.
There's a changeup from Josh Beckett.
Victorino hosted his Flying Hawaiian All-Stars at the game today. One of the many things he does in the community here in Philadelphia. Little cue shot foul, and it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Ball's still going.
That baby had a lot of spin.
Sure did.
The board says those were splitters, those changeups he was throwing. I remember Beckett having more of a fader change than a split. We'll have to watch that and see if he's throwing more of those. They are kind of hard. Put down curveball. He shook off the fastball in.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Victorino. Victorino's hit in 15 of his last 17 ball games to keep his average up over 290. It sits at 291.
Here comes a changeup. Now see if it's a split. It did look like one, because that thing was hard and it wasn't fading as much as it was diving hard away from him.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard in Detroit, the Mets have taken a 2-0 lead over the Tigers. Daniel Murphy, an RBI double. Mets are looking to get over the 500 mark since they were 3-2 on April 6th. So the Nationals and Mets are playing good baseball. The Marlins are not, at the bottom of the division.
They just can't decide what they want. They finally got back to fastball, looks like.
Over toward the hole, and Scudero gets to it. Oh boy, what a play. He's still able to get Ryan Howard at second. And there's one away. Scudero was shaded toward the middle to try to cheat for a double play, and he was still able to get over toward the hole, not deep in the hole, but over toward the hole, and stop that ball.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate because Victorino, of course, has a hit on that because you're not going to be able to throw him out at first. And Ryan Howard does what he can do. He's not a fast runner. He's running hard. It's just that Scudero made a terrific play and then popped up and threw him out. And he got him easily.
So what away? Here's Ibanez. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Raul's gone 85 at-bats between home runs. Been a long time. He is more than overdue.
Lifetime 11 home runs against Boston. See that big hole in the right side. If he can shoot one through there and get Victorino to third.
See the difference between May and June. April was a lot like June for Ibanez. He had just one home run in April. There's a runner at first and a wide hole between Adrian Gonzalez and Dustin Pedroia.
See why guys like to hit left-handed with men on base?
And that throw gets by Gonzalez. Victorino trying to get up and get to second. He finally does. So that'll be an E1 charge to Beckett. And a runner in scoring position for the Phillies.
First error of the year for Beckett. That Gonzalez at first base is really, really good over there. He's as good as any first baseman in baseball. He has no shot on that one. And then he gets tangled up a little bit with Shane Victorino right here as the throw gets away. See, he's just trying to get away from him. He wasn't trying to hold him down or anything, and that's why the first base umpire spread his hands like, no interference.
So Varitek went out to the mound to bring a new baseball for Josh Beckett.
Yeah, make sure they're set on when they're going to change signs with the runner at second base for the first time. He's been shaking Varitek off quite a bit early in this one.
On the outside corner, a called strike 3. That looked a little wide, but Darrell Cousins, the home plate umpire, liked it, and it's the first strikeout for Beckett.
Yeah, these kind of pitchers get that kind of plate tonight, there won't be a lot of offense.
That's close.
Yeah, it is. And is it a little bit off the plate? Maybe. But with 2 strikes, you got to go into an emergency swing there and try and do something with it because it's too close to take.
So 2 outs. Here's Dominic Brown. Brown is 2 for 6 on the homestand so far for the Phillies. And he takes strike 1. It's 0-1. Overall, you saw his numbers: 208 with 4 homers and 11 RBIs. Well, he's due with a runner in scoring position.
Carnell McDonald's really cheating in left field. The left fielder to see if he has potential for a play. You see, he's shallow. The other 2 outfielders are deep. Victorino will score on a base hit to center or right easily.
As it turns out, Cameron, the right fielder, probably is the weakest arm of the 3.
Didn't he used to throw pretty well?
He was a very good defensive outfielder all the way around. I think when he came to the Mets, I don't think his arm was that strong, but I think when he was with Seattle, I think he had a pretty good arm.
Yeah, I always thought he threw pretty well.
1 ball and 1 strike to count. Inside, 2-1.
He could sure go get it in the outfield.
Beckett's last time out we mentioned was the 15th of June against Tampa Bay. He allowed only 1 hit in a complete game shutout. It was an infield single by Reed Brignac in the 3rd. And he gets Brown out in front just a little bit on that splitter. But it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Beckett is right up there with Cliff Lee and Mark Burley. Boy, Burley, he's really good against the National League. I didn't realize Justin Verlander was at the top of the of Major League Baseball's winning percentage.
He's at the top of top of everything right now, it seems like.
In the air to right center field. That's pretty well hit. Ellsbury on the run. Warning track wall. Gone! 2-run home run for Dominic Brown, and the Phillies strike first. It's 2-0 here in the second. That's over 400 feet into the Phillies bullpen. And it got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, and it was a line drive, too. Here's a look at it. It's a fastball tailed out over the plate a little bit and really jumped. And those are the kind of things Dominic Brown will do, and just open your eyes and think, wow, he's got some ability.
And Keith Brame, you've just won $400. Compliments of Dominic Brown and the McDonald's home run jackpot. First home run for Dominic since the 14th of June when he hit the 2 against the Florida Marlins.
And that broke the scoreless streak for Beckett the way we hoped it. If somebody would go first, it would be Josh Beckett.
Here's Carlos Ruiz. And Ruiz grounds the 1-0 pitch right to Juan Samuel.
Left-handed hitters hitting 176 against Beckett. Right-handed hitters 171. That's a 5th homer off from the 3rd by a left-handed hitter. That's how good Beckett's been this year.
On the inside corner, it's 1-2 to Ruiz.
John Smoltz is here doing a game tonight on television, and he had to think, that reminds me of that one Utley hit off me into the bullpen that night. You know, he loved pitching here. Smoltz. He loves his ballpark. He just didn't like pitching here.
Hit towards short, hit pretty hard by Ruiz, and Scudero's up with it. And the side is retired, but the Phillies do strike first. A 2-run bomb by Dominic Brown. That's a good way to get this interleague series underway against the Red Sox. Boy, he crushed it. Beckett knew off the bat and had a chance. So did the guys in the Phillies bullpen. We go to the 3rd. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Well, the question is, who was the first Red Sox pitcher ever to win the Cy Young Award? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
We know it wasn't Cy Young.
It was not Cy Young, no.
But he was a Red Sox pitcher, right?
Yes, he was. There's Dominic Brown. Pretty good reaction for Dominic Brown. Considering the other night when he didn't run out the ball to second, he got the total opposite reaction from the crowd, and rightfully so.
Right, he knew he deserved it.
So we start the third. The Phillies lead it 2-0. And Marco Scutaro takes a strike from Cliff Lee. Scutaro has 8 hits and 25 career at bats against Lee. Hitting .276.
Another guy will take a lot of pitches.
Down the right field line, slicing, foul. Just foul.
And shortstop's been a little bit of a problem for them this year. Lowry was doing a good job. He's on the DL. Scutaro, he's a veteran guy. He's been with, I think he's with Toronto recently.
Correct.
He's going with the Blue Jays.
With the A's.
Yeah,
He's been with the Mets.
A lot of different teams. And, he's an on-base percentage type of guy. He has led off for teams over the years. Not for this team with Ellsbury healthy.
He had a great year a couple years ago with Toronto, and that he parlayed into a good contract with the Red Sox. 0-2 the count. Up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the Red Sox shortstops 10th in the American League in average and 17th overall.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's been a little bit of a problem spot for them. Every team has their holes, in every sport. Can't be perfect. There's just so many teams in every sport nowadays that, you can only do so much. And, it always seems worse when it's your club. But every team you talk to, say, well, we're having trouble here. We're having trouble with this.
Try to cut her on the outside corner. It misses. 3-2. Charlie Manuel let Darryl Cousins know whether he likes that pitch or not. I don't think he liked that call.
Yeah, he could tell it wasn't high or low. It did look outside, though, from here. Now, Scooter is the kind of guy who can stay up here and have a 10-pitch at bat. Hopefully he won't, but he'll foul off a lot of 2-strike pitches.
There's Josh Beckett in the on-deck circle. Beckett's hit well in this ballpark.
He's got a couple homers here.
Yep. 3-2 pitch. Cutter just kept coming on inside, and he was able to foul it away.
And here goes Scutaro with his act of his that he used to do this a lot when he'd lead off a game.
Over to shortstop. Big hop for Jimmy Rollins. And he throws Scutaro out, 1 away. Well, here you go. We said Josh Beckett could hit in this ballpark. Here are 2 of his 3 career home runs.
That one's off Brett Myers back in 06.
That was a long one.
That was a long one.
Well, this is against Jay Happ in 2009. Now, he may have homered in that ball game, but the game did not go his way overall. Phillies won that game. Beckett left after 6 innings.
He won that game 11-6, in fact.
Yeah, he allowed 7 runs. So he's 4 for 10 as a hitter here. Overall hitting 148, and he takes ball 1. It looked like he was taken all the way.
He sure was.
Fouls it away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
He's a home run hitter. He's like Todd Zeile used to be. Just play possum on that first pitch, and then you know what you're looking for, and then get after it.
Well, certainly 2 guys right there that do love to hit.
Yep.
You wouldn't throw a cookie to either one of these guys.
No, Beckett probably enjoys this that he's back into a National League game.
Line drive caught by Ryan Howard. Used every bit of his 6'4" frame to pull that one down and then some. 2 away.
Hey, Josh Beckett thinking I just got my 33rd major league hit. No, I don't. Nice play by Ryan. This ball's hit right on the nose. And good ups there by the former basketball player.
Here's Ellsbury, who lined out to Howard his first time up. Swung at the second pitch he saw from Cliff Lee.
You would think they'll try to be a little bit more patient now as this game goes along, but Lee sometimes makes it hard for hitters to be impatient because he keeps throwing them strikes. To be patient, I mean. Like
that's a good pitch, yep.
Yeah, I mean, he's up there thinking, well, maybe I can get to 2-0, you know, get him in a spot where I, you know, have better pitch to hit. Sure enough, Lee throws a strike.
On the hands, left side, Rollins is there. And he's short left, puts it away. Side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Lee. It's his second one of the ball game. His scoreless streak is at 26 innings as he retires the Red Sox in order. Southwest Airlines do rapid rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. By Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Jeep brand, we don't just make SUVs, we make history. Well, here's Cliff Lee trying to make a little history against Josh Beckett. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it down the right field line.
He enjoys this challenge.
Overall, Lee hitting .216. Heard Roy Halladay say on Sunday that he's been working out in the cage, trying to make sure his swing is better.
Well, he just has a little more natural hitting ability.
Over toward the hole. Oh boy, this is a foot race. Beckett and Lee, and Beckett wins the race. I think Lee's a little upset. I think he thinks he beat it.
He smelled a hit, Tom.
He sure did. That's some great stuff from some very smart fans.
Yeah, Beckett was just a little bit late, I think, getting off the mound. Let's see if he hesitated. Yeah, see, just for a split second he hesitated, thinking, well, it's a pitcher.
Wow,
maybe it's a hit, and it's really close because how many pitchers run a ball out like that? Just got him.
Oh, what a way. Here's Jimmy Rollins. That, by the way, was a great shot. Beckett just barely beating Cliff Lee to the bag.
Yeah, and you could see a terrific shot that they gave us at the beginning, too. You could see him not break right away, and it almost cost him. You see Varitek go out to the mound there? He knew he's probably a little bit gassed from that, so he went out to give him a breather.
Rollins flied to center his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Jimmy yesterday spent the day trying to set a record for the longest home run ever, but also he hosted his 6th annual baseball tournament in Center City. It was a great event.
He had a busy off day, didn't he?
He sure did. A lot of his teammates were at the baseball tournament, along with guys from Temple University's basketball team. And Mike Piazza was there. Bernard Hopkins was there.
You were there.
Sarge was there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good night. On the inside corner, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Darrell Cousins thought that was strike 3. Just from his reaction, that was his you're going down looking.
Yeah, he got me with that too, because I thought that's the way he rings a guy up. Beckett's throwing that changeup a lot, which is a splitter evidently, and you can understand with all the left-handed hitters the Phillies have that he's going to try and throw that.
There's Chase Utley. He needs Rollins or Polanco to get on for him to bat here in the 3rd.
Well, he watches the game, doesn't he?
We say this all the time, that if you ever want to be a professional player, if you want to be a college player or a successful high school player, play the game like Chase Utley. And not only on the field, but everything else around his day is about this game.
You're a left-handed hitter too, and another guy's hitting left-handed. You really want to pay attention, because maybe he'll pitch you the same way. Because pitchers do, they fall into a pattern sometimes. Like a lot of guys don't want to throw certain pitches to either left or the right side.
I mean, look at that. I mean, he is intent in watching Beckett.
Yep.
Seeing if he could pick something up.
Yeah, that was a great shot on him.
2-2 the count to Rollins. Jimmy's battled back, and now it's full 3-2.
See, Beckett just does not have that overpowering fastball that he used to throw, but he's throwing 2 different types of fastballs. Sometimes he's throwing that little runner. He's throwing at the hitter. He's throwing cutters more than that high 4-seamer that we're used to him throwing.
There's ball 4, and Rollins is aboard with a 1-out walk. Hey, the San Diego Padres are coming to town beginning Friday, July 22nd. And Wheels, they put a little promo up on the video board here about this series. You know, it's a 4-game set. It wraps up on Monday the 25th with a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. Well, that Friday night is 1980's Retro Night. And they have the old brown Padres cap and the old Phillies 80 cap up on the board tonight. And it looked pretty sharp.
An old Padres uni, huh?
Yeah. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. There are limited seats available. I don't think the likes of Dave Winfield or
Ozzie started out in that uniform. Ozzie Smith
or any of those guys will be here, but it's still going to look pretty cool. Polanco shows bunt and takes a strike.
Willie McCovey wound up playing for the Padres. Boy, you like to add on some runs now if you could do it against a guy like this. Top of the order, you got a man on with 1 out.
Rollins goes. They pitch out. Boy, Veritek really cheated, and Rollins still gets his hand in there. I say really cheated because he, on that pitch out, stepped up really above the plate to catch that ball and make that throw.
And Jimmy really didn't get a great jump either. I think he spun his wheels or hesitated a little bit. Saw him out of the corner of the eye. There's what Tom's talking about. The only reason that it didn't work is the pitch was so hot. Look how he has to jump.
Look at that.
That threw his timing off a little bit, and the throw goes to the shortstop side, and Jimmy beats the play.
16th stolen base of the year for Rollins. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Polanco.
You know, when you're a pitcher throwing a pitch out, you're throwing it to a certain area, and you don't expect your catcher necessarily to be coming that way. And I think that made it a little bit of a higher pitch out to him. And that just got the timing off in the play enough for Rollins to beat it without a great jump.
Now Polanco did have a hit with a runner in scoring position in Sunday's ball game. You saw his numbers. He's been scuffling lately. I think Beckett fooled him with the velocity of that pitch. It didn't really dive like a splitter usually does. It moved just a little bit. Two the count. A lot of times that splitter will go down toward the shins or the ankles a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do.
That one kind of hung up there.
Most of the time a splitter is thrown to be a non-strike. It's a chase pitch. Things together when they got off to that start this year. There's a lot of pressure in New England when those Red Sox were 2-10
and 0-6 right out of the chute.
Right.
Polanco trying to stay alive, just shoots that foul up to the Hall of Fame club.
I asked him tonight, I said, what was it like? He said, I'll be honest with you, he said it was scary. He said, because we were so bad, so we couldn't do anything. You know, and he said, I just kept thinking, well, we're not this bad. Look at the players we have here. It's got to change. And then he said it got to the point where he was wondering when.
Well, they started on the road, so that didn't help.
Right.
Or maybe it did help because they weren't back home listening.
That's a good point.
Listening and watching. 2-2 the count to Polanco. Fly ball to center field. Ellsbury backs up on it. And he doesn't have a great arm. Rollins, he doesn't tag. Hey, follow the Phillies with the MLB.com @BAT11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Wills, what do you think? Could Rollins have tagged and gone to third on this?
Well, that's his judgment on that, you know, because when there's one out, you know, it's not that big a deal to get to third base. In his opinion, not. You know, you kind of like to see the guy come off second a little bit and maybe even bluff, make him throw it. You never know, something could happen.
Now, Jimmy has been gimpy. We know that from that foul ball off his knee.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. In his judgment, evidently, no.
Yeah, because a base hit here from Utley, he will score. At least you anticipate he will, because we talked about the arms in the outfield. They're not overwhelmingly strong.
Right. And your point, Tom, if there's nobody out, you got to go back and tag up on that and get to third base.
Scudero is playing Utley toward the middle, so he's close to the bag.
He's annoying right now. Jimmy's annoying Beckett to the point where, you know, he decided to. Well, Utley stepped out, but he was about ready to step off himself.
You like that when Rollins can annoy a pitcher like this.
Right. Well, what you don't want you do is your base runner to distract the hitter with two outs, though, because he sees him. Right, a left-hand hitter. It's right in his sight line. That's why a lot of times it's not a great idea to run, even though they may be giving you third base, to steal third with a left-handed hitter up there because it's distracting to the hitter.
There's Juan Samuel over in the third base coach's box.
He could steal some bats.
Oh, yeah. And he knows what kind of runner he has at second. He knows these outfielders, too. If Utley gets a hit to right or center, Rollins is going to score. The ball's low. It's 3-0.
Well, Beckett's just a different pitcher. You know, it's working for him. But don't you remember back when he would throw power fastball and curveball? That was Josh Beckett. Now a lot of cutters, splitters for changeups. What he looks like, he's become a more complete pitcher. He has more weapons.
You figure that Utley has the green light 3-0. And that pitch was not the kind of 3-0 pitch he wanted to swing at.
Right.
Charlie Manuel talked today about green lights for base runners, that Rollins and Victorino had the automatic green lights for hitters, that Utley, Howard, guys like that have an automatic green light when the count's 3-0.
Yeah, they earned it.
In the air to center field. Ellsbury started in. Now he goes back. He still has room a step or two from the track, and he makes the catch in the side. He's retired. So no runs, no hits, one man left in scoring position. It was a long inning for Josh Beckett. We go to the fourth here in Philadelphia. The biggest offseason acquisition in baseball is showing his worth to his buyers. Cliff has taken the mound and taken over in June, silencing opponents to one earned run in 33 innings while becoming the first Phillies pitcher with back-to-back shutouts in the last 7 seasons. Sometimes you just have to tip your cap. And this tip is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, Cliff Lee has been arguably the best pitcher in the National League in the month of June. You see, he's currently on a 26-inning scoreless streak. His career high is 27. He retired the Red Sox in order in the third. He also did that in the first. The only base runner he's allowed was a leadoff walk to Kevin Youkilis in the second. So we begin the fourth. It's Dustin Pedroia, Adrian Gonzalez, Kevin Youkilis, with the Phillies up 2-0. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth. Pedroia grounded at shortstop his first time up, as Lee enjoyed a 5-pitch first inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Well, you got to like the rhythm so far with Cliff Lee, the way that he's throwing his pitches, finding that zone early in the game.
Well, it's funny reading some of the articles today, Sarge, about Lee signing with the Phillies. There were a number of quotes from folks up in Boston saying, when he signed there, we were very happy. In fact, that was the quote from Terry Francona, because everybody thought he was going to sign with the Yankees.
Yeah.
There's the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2.
And simply because usually when the Yankees go after someone and make it known that they want a particular player, pitcher, they usually end up getting that player.
Fly ball down the right field line. Dominic Brown has a long run, and he's in fair territory and makes the catch. One away.
Good play. Didn't get over too quick as he went over, and that wind is kind of blowing that ball back just a little bit. Maybe easy catch out of it.
You see the flags out in center field. They weren't moving at all earlier today. In fact, it was raining here at the ballpark around noon this afternoon. Rained for a couple hours, but then it was just humid. Here's Gonzalez. And it's 0-1.
This guy has one of the better swings there, Tom, in the game. Had the opportunity to see him quite a bit when he was with the San Diego Padres. Wow. Oh, you're looking almost at some Triple Crown type of numbers there. 360 average. Power numbers are there. 71 RBIs. That means he's driving them in with 1 out, 2 outs, whatever.
Well, and he has enjoyed interleague play. He has a major league leading 28 hits and .519 batting average against the National League.
Yeah, when you look at him hit, I mean, he's just slow feet, you know, and he has his hands positioned the way that you would like. And that's having that bat right in the, not in the palm of your hand where it's hitting the back of your thumb, but right near where you just roll it there and you have those knuckles kind of straight up. Makes it easier to release on the ball, and all hitters just don't always do that.
Outside 2-2. Well, you saw the active or the all-time home run leaders in Padres history. He finished, at least for now, 2 shy of Nate Colbert's record of 163. Curveball. And it's 3-2 to Gonzalez.
Well, he sold that pretty good there, and borderline strike looked pretty good, but Gonzalez, he's not bailing on that. He went at it like he was going to hit it. Take a look at that as he still goes in and has that same kind of approach.
Well, he got that pitch in a little bit. Utley in short right field makes the catch.
Just a good pitch.
WB Mason has the brands you want at prices you'll love, like Avery self-stick name badges that never curl or fall off. Who but WB Mason? Well, 2 outs here at the top of the 4th. And Kevin Youkilis, who walked his first time up. He's the only base runner tonight for the Red Sox. Curveball upstairs, 1-0.
Again, another one of those batting stances that you would not try and duplicate or teach. See a little unorthodox, back pointed all the way to the pitcher.
I don't know how you even come up with that if you're a hitter.
Now, the one thing, though, when he gets ready to hit the ball, he's in a more conventional type of stride going toward the pitcher.
But how is that even comfortable to start with?
Well, you know what? He started doing that and practicing, and it became so natural. You know, and he is. Look at that. He's right there, exactly what I'm talking about. A little bit late, though, on that cutter.
1-2 the count to Youkilis. Again, late on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, he's one of those type of hitters that he just hits with a lot of will. Obviously, he does have the ability.
Oh, boy. There was a lot of flinching going on with that pitch.
Now, that's the pitch for me. It would be difficult in that stance to hold up on because you almost want to get ready to start. And he holds up there on it. You can see that bat is all the way back.
So 2-2 the count. That gentleman must have had a long day of traveling. It looks like he needs to catch some Z's.
Yeah, maybe those 2 runs early, it's kind of putting him to sleep.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Youkilis. The pitch on the inside corner, called strike 3. Cliff Lee with his 3rd strikeout of the night. His expression's not going to change, but for Lee, that's 27 straight scoreless innings. That matches a career high. And this is just a little paint to Kevin Youkilis to finish up the 4th. Phillies are up 2-0. Some beautiful sights here at the ballpark. Another sellout. Ryan Howard singled his first time up, and he takes a breaking ball outside. 1-0.
Good hitting first time up as he laces a single into left field.
He just got in on the hands of Howard on that one. Camera it into the alleyway. And he makes the catch. Phillies baseball is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Xfinity, only from Comcast, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies. And by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. So one gone here in the fourth. Here's Victorino. Scored ahead of Dominic Brown in his 2-run home run back in the second. Victorino doing a little landscaping on the plate, picking up that piece of dirt that he kicked there.
Yeah, Beckett trying to really throw him low. Seems like he's trying to get him out low. Victorino, though, he is a low ball hitter. He can handle that pitch. I'd rather see him swing at that low strike as opposed to that borderline high strike.
Gets that one toward first. A big hop for Gonzalez. And there are 2 outs. So 2 away. That'll bring Raul Ibanez to the plate. All right, Sarge. So a lot of folks have talked about this series for a while, but building it up even more so today, not only locally but also nationally, is maybe a preview of something that could happen in October. You know, interleague play, some folks like it, some folks don't, but let's face it, this is a pretty good series.
Yeah, no, it is a good series, though. A little premature, though, thinking both clubs are going to get right to the World Series. A lot of baseball that is actually left to be able to play. This was around maybe in, September or so. I think it's good that you're able to see players like, Adrian Gonzalez, Euclid over here, and gives a little fresh kind of start for the fans, I think, to see those American League players that are stars in that league and have been stars.
Well, I was on a couple of radio shows today, and they were asking about the build-up for this particular game, and one of the hosts that I was talking to said, well, the Red Sox aren't even in first place in their own division. I mean, it's only a half game behind the Yankees.
Right. Well, just the idea that the tradition of the Boston Red Sox and the way that they actually have been playing and coming back after actually losing the beginning of the season. Pretty good catch there by Euch.
Well, Kevin Euclid does make a nice grab in foul territory. That finishes up the fourth. We move on to the fifth. It's a newscast built to fit your lifestyle. So check out PHL 17 News at 10, powered by NBC 10. Tonight after the Phillies postgame show. Postgame show's coming up immediately after this game. They'll break down this matchup between the Phillies and the Boston Red Sox. Cliff Lee has allowed just a walk to Kevin Youkilis so far through 4. He is working on 27 consecutive scoreless innings. And he'll face Darnell McDonald, Jason Varitek, and Mike Cameron for the Red Sox, 5, 6, and 7. And McDonald, who struck out looking his first time up, takes a pitch off the outside corner. We mentioned earlier Cliff Lee's record against the Red Sox, how his numbers are somewhat pedestrian at 2-4 with an ERA of 4.06, but his last 2 outings, he's gone 17 innings before tonight. He's allowed just 2 runs. There's a pop up into foul territory. Howard near the coach's box puts it away, 1 away. So although his overall numbers are not great, he has 2 no decisions in his last 2 outings against Boston, and I think that kind of shows the kind of pitcher he's become, Sarge.
Oh, no doubt about it. That's exactly why I'm not a guy that believes in a lot of stats. Doesn't always tell the story, because he's pitched better than what even his record would actually show for me. Again, it goes hand in hand, offense, defense, and let's just face it, hasn't been the consistent offense that you would like. But credit to the pitchers, though, for continually giving their team a chance to win. That's what it's all about.
Varitek takes curve for a strike. It's 0-1.
Oh boy, if he's going to start dropping that in, that's going to be a long night.
For the Red Sox.
For the Red Sox is right.
A little high with that fastball. 1-1 to Varitek, who flied out to right. That little guy is kind of soaking in what might be his first baseball.
But if you're guessing with Cliff Lee and you're not guessing right, it's almost impossible to hit him. Well, you're guessing breaking ball, you get the fastball. Very difficult to get good wood on the ball.
Over toward third, a big hop for Polanco. 2 outs here in the 5th. Well, there's been so much going on in preparation for this ball game. There was a roster move that was made earlier today for the Phillies. Ryan Matson has been placed on the 15-day disabled list with that right-hand contusion we've been talking about. Now, he'll be eligible to come off the disabled list sometime this weekend if he's healthy.
Yeah.
And Andrew Carpenter has been brought up from Lehigh Valley. Andrew's pitched well down at Lehigh Valley as not only a starter but also as a relief pitcher as of late. And there's Andrew. Phillies bullpen has 5 different pitchers who pitched in Lehigh Valley this year.
Well, you're going to get tested because sure Charlie's going to be able to put a lot of the guys in. And even though you've had success on that AAA level, until you've had it here on the major league level, you're going to always doubt yourself. Different situation pitchers are going to be in. But if you believe in your ability, you should be able to be okay. Because you got a good defensive team behind you.
Fly ball toward right field. Dominic Brown venturing back right on the edge of the track, puts it away, and the scoreless streak is at a career high 28 consecutive innings for Cliff Lee. Man, is he dealing. He hasn't allowed a hit through 5. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and Dominic Brown will lead it off. the minor league players of the week. Sarge, how about Jonathan Singleton? He made the move back to first base. Look at the week he had. In 7 games, he had .520 with 3 home runs. They've been hoping for some extra base hits from him. And Andrew Carpenter just called up from Lehigh Valley. A couple of games, he had a win and 5 strikeouts.
Boy, I like that .520 average. Let's bring him up. See what he can do.
Here's Dominic Brown. Well, Jonathan Singleton is hoping to follow in the footsteps of the likes of Dominic Brown, who shows bunt. It takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Oh, boy.
Guys like Michael Taylor and Dominic Brown. Michael, who's playing for the A's now. We were following them through their trek through the minor leagues and thought there would be a chance that one or both would be in the big leagues one day, and Dominic certainly has reached that goal.
Yeah, Jim Jackson actually talked about years ago and said, you better keep your eye on this kid. And lo and behold, here he is. And not only that, he's starting to contribute. And before it's all said and done, it'll be a lot more, I'm sure.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Crippled fastball. That ball moved right back and he smashed it. That's when you can trot. That's when you can take your time around the bases.
Well, Beckett moves his feet a little bit, and it's 2-1. You see Jason Varitek signaling to Beckett to keep that shoulder closed. Sarge, the reaction that Dominic had when he went out to right field after the home run.
Yeah.
Total opposite reaction than what he had the other night when he didn't run out the ball to second base.
Yeah, well, this the fans here, they forgive you when you start hitting that ball up in the stands. Trust me. No, and they understand the game. So I mean, that's why they end up doing it. They show their displeasure, and you get right back on their side by getting game-winning hits, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, and just playing hard.
Three and 1 the count to Dominic Brown. Opposite way this time. That's going to be in for extra bases. Going to the wall. Brown's around first. He's certainly running hard for this double and taking a wide turn around second. 7th double of the year.
Oh boy, he really attacked that high fastball, and I mean went right with it. And that just shows you that this kid does have it in him. Now check this out. Foot down, head down on the ball, and once that ball is hit, I mean, he's off to the races. This is the way you want to run those bases, and coming around second base. He's safe at second.
And safe and secure with New York Life. So the leadoff batter is aboard and in scoring position. And normally you might see the hitter maybe square and sacrifice him over to third, but the pitcher's spot is up next. So Charlie Emanuel most likely will have Ruiz swing away, and he does. That should get him over to third at least. Cameron into the alley. Under it, makes the catch. Brown goes to third.
Well, he did his job, and really not having Cliff Lee up, not just an automatic out. Usually swings the bat pretty good. Now take a look at this when he hits that ball to second base. The reason now that he's going to be on third base is because he's hustling like that. This is the way you young kids should hustle out there all the time. No excuse for it. Now he gets in on a fly ball, gets over to third base. That's how you play the game. Carlos Ruiz hitting a deep fly ball to right field to do that. Infield in now for Boston.
And Lee, as we said, a good hitter for a pitcher. 4 RBIs so far this year.
You see Uke, he wants that fastball up in the zone, and the reason he wants it up because you can pop the ball up when it's up, even though he threw it down. He's asking Sammy to give him the sign, and Sammy says, hey, giving you the hit sign.
We mentioned when Beckett was up that he's not an easy out. Now Lee is up, and he certainly is not an easy out. One ball with 2 balls, no strikes.
Oh, he's serious. I mean, really. I mean, say what you want. Look at that slugging percentage there for him. Picked up 3 RBIs. He's got to get ready for this fastball.
In the air to left field, McDonald heading back. Will he get there? He does, and Brown will tag from third. Wait till you hear the reaction for Cliff Lee on this one.
Well, said he wasn't going to be an easy out. Let me tell you, this guy here just likes playing baseball. I mean, he is serious. He'd be a guy, too, that could learn how to play a different position. Look at him, he smiles, bearing down on one of the best pitchers in baseball and does the job. A deep fly ball, and I'm telling you, you hit him like that, you get him in automatically from third base there. Good job there by Dominic Brown coming into your package, getting into third base and then home. Nice going, Cliff Lee.
So 3-0 Phillies. Here's Rollins, and Rollins hits the first pitch on one hop to Adrian Gonzalez, and the side is retired. But Cliff Lee and Dominic Brown, they do a little damage. They tack on one more against Josh Backett. With Lee's sacrifice fly, that'll take us to the top of the 6th with the Phils up 3-0. Third run. Here's Beckett heading into the dugout in between innings. He's not pleased that he gave up that sac fly to Cliff Lee after the leadoff double to Dominic Brown.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. He is a fiery competitor, and again, he has no blame at all. I mean, they were pretty good pitches, I thought. The Dominic hit, shouldn't be any complaint on that. And Cliff Lee worked the count and got a sacrifice fly. What's he upset about?
I don't know. Maybe one of the pitches that Lee took, maybe he thought that one of them should have been a strike. I don't know. Well, here's Lee to face Marco Scutaro. And Beckett is coming out to bat here in the top of the 6th. Scutaro grounded a shortstop his first time up. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, how dominant has Cliff Lee been? Not only in this game, he's only allowed to walk to Youkilis. That's the only base runner. He has struck out 3. He's retired 12 consecutive hitters. And there's a line drive into left center field. It's the first hit of the night for the Red Sox. Ibanez got to it quickly. Well, these fans, they never wanted to see him go, and this is the reason why, because he's been this good.
Well, and they show that as they get up and give him a little standing ovation for his efforts. Bunting situation here for Beckett. Let's see if he will be doing that.
And he bunts at it and misses it. It's 0-1. Lined out to first his first time up. And he bunts it foul. Can't be upset with Darryl Cousins about that. It's 0-2.
Well, let's see whether or not he's going to let him go on and hit, take the bunt off, and let him swing away. Did hit a line drive his first time up. Well, not a pitch too, though. You just want to throw right down the middle, head in the count, maybe go out of the zone first, then come back. There you go.
Tim Bogard, the third base coach, laying down the signs. And Beckett fouls it away. It remains 1-2.
Yeah, he's been on that fastball, having pretty good looks. I want to try and maybe hook him, throw him that curveball. See if he can get onto that pitch.
Over to shortstop. That should be two. Rollins will take it to the second base bag himself. Beckett doesn't even drop the bat. It's a 6-3 double play. 2 away here in the 6th.
If you think he was upset then, wait until he get in the dugout now. As he gets this one right there off the end of the bat there. Taylor made there for J-Roll. Not in your picture yet. Look at a pitcher, however. You can see that he has the bat in his hand, looking at it to see whether or not maybe it was broken or not. Get a chance to examine it a little bit more as he goes back to the bench.
Man's got to drop the bat, doesn't he?
You would think. You would think.
Well, 2 outs. Here's Jacoby Ellsbury. He's 0 for 2. And he takes a strike.
Well, you don't see that very often, you know, where a player takes the bat, runs with it all the way down to first base.
Over toward first, a one-hopper picked out by Ryan Howard. The scoreless streak is at 29 consecutive innings for Cliff Lee. Now, he lost the no-hitter here in the 6th, but he gets a double play and faces the minimum. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Fans by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. And by Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. Phillies lead at 3-0 as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th. A reminder that voting is still going on for this year's All-Star game in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, Placido Polanco's lead at third base continues to be strong, but some of the other Phillies starters need some help. You can vote up to 25 times at Phillies.com. Voting ends Thursday at 11:59 p.m. So keep on voting at Phillies.com. Now, Cliff Lee, he'll have to be appointed by Bruce Bochy in Major League Baseball, but that's his night over his last 3 starts. 2 RBIs. Well, that's his run over his last 3 starts. 2 RBIs and no runs allowed. He's just playing a complete game, Sarge. Yeah. Polanco takes a strike from Beckett to lead off the 6th.
You know when you have one of those guys out on the mound that all you're trying to do is get 2 or 3 runs and play some defense for them, and usually they're on their game.
Toward right center field. That's going to drop in front of Ellsbury. A leadoff single for Polanco, who, as we said, is leading third base, leading all third basemen in the National League. People probably wonder, well, why does he have more votes than, let's say, Rollins or Utley or Howard? It's because he's been popular in 3 different cities.
That's a good point. Not only that, he's had a solid year, and I think when you look at some of the other third basemen, I mean, he's just right there. I don't think any of them are having just great super years. Say like that Adrian Gonzalez for Boston.
Well, here's Chase 0 for 2. Fly out to left, fly to center. And he bunts. How about that? Talk about trying to tack on another run. Polanco's up to second, so he's in scoring position. That's a sacrifice for Utley. 1-3 on the putout.
Yeah, that's a sacrifice, but exactly what I thought he was trying to get it a little bit further down that third baseline, if you will. You don't see him do that very much. Getting a runner, however, in scoring position, that's the way you play the ball game. Doesn't matter if you're hitting third or not. Sometimes it's not the right play, but with Beckett out on the mound, yeah, get him in scoring position, try and tack on.
I think that's on his own, isn't it, Sarge? That's not something Charlie called.
No, that probably, I'm almost positive that would be on his own. I mean, for me, I think they should do it a little bit more, especially, you know yourself, whether or not you're swinging the bat, whether or not you're seeing the ball, and it's okay in those situations to try and get him over. Same way if he was on third base. If you can't hit and get him over, bunt the ball.
2 balls, no strikes the count to Ryan Howard. He's up 3-0, trying to add on here in the bottom of the 6th.
See, the back of the bowl had that 97-98. He'd rear back and just throw the ball by you. Hasn't had an exceptional breaking ball. I've seen him with a much better curveball. But he's backed off now, maybe around the plate a little bit more. A little bit more movement on his balls.
First base is open here for Howard, so they may be working their way right around the big man.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's swinging 3 of them. Got to be his pitch, however.
No, that wasn't his pitch.
No, and not only that, it was a changeup and a good one. Shows you the respect that Ryan Howard has, even though he's not hitting for a high average. Always dangerous when he's at the plate to be able to hit that ball hard or hit it out of the ballpark.
shallow right center field. Cameron makes the grab. Polanco draws the throw. And there are 2 outs. Go to PHL17.com/postgame or check out PHL17's Facebook to submit your questions to the postgame show. Then after the game, catch Mike, John, Colleen, Marty for all of tonight's highlights and recaps on the Phil's postgame show that's coming up next, live from Sugar House Casino. 77 pitches for Beckett. Way inside, 2-0 to Victorino. So Polanco, who led off the inning with a single to right center, sacrificed to second, is still at second with 2 away. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, how about that? It's a baker's dozen. 2 grand slams. The Mets did not have a grand slam all of last year, and they have 2 tonight. The other team had 18 grand slams during that span before Jason Bay hit his tonight.
Well, that Beltran is starting to heat up, and you can tell he's probably healthy again. He's been driving the ball for the New York Mets.
Last time the Mets had 2 grand slams in a game was July 16th of 06 against the Cubs. Outside and high, it's 3-1. They're working it away to Victorino with Ibanez on deck.
Yeah, well, they're just trying to get it close, thinking maybe he might go out of the zone. But these guys and the scouts do a good job. They know who's hot, who's not hot. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean he'll get a fastball on this pitch because Ibanez hasn't been swinging the bat the way he's capable. See whether or not he gets a strike.
To right field. He got a strike. That one is gone. A 2-run home run for Victorino. And the Phillies tack on a couple more. Home run number 9. It's 5-0 Phils.
Well, I tell you, he's having a terrific year. Clutch home run here. Foot's going to be down. He gets that ball out over the plate. 3-1. That's a 3-1 swing. That's making sure that you're not late. And he puts that ball right into the stands there in right field.
So here's Ibanez with the Phillies up 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. 9 home runs, 31 RBIs. He's now scored 49 runs with his 2 tonight. That's pretty good clutch hitting right there with 2 outs.
Oh, no doubt. Anytime you get that 2-out base hit, you're doing well.
Grounder to first, big hop for Gonzalez, and the side is retired. But the damage is done once again. Victorino joins Dominic Brown with a 2-run home run. We go to the 7th. if it is, the Phillies are primed right now as Cliff Lee begins the 7th, leading at 5-0, thanks to a 2-run home run by Shane Victorino and a 2-run home run by Dominic Brown.
Yeah, the outfield's been pretty productive today.
And so is the guy on the mound.
Well, he's just different.
Dustin Pedroia leads it off, and he takes outside. It's 2-0.
He just had the feeling he was going to get that run in too. You know,
yeah, he
the
did.
way he battled,
in some way.
And he worked the he even worked the count. He got ahead 2-0 to get a pitch to drive.
Yeah, and Beckett wasn't happy with the calls by the home plate umpire.
Right.
But those pitches looked like they were a little tight.
Now, Lee had one of these early in the game to Veritek where he threw 4 straight balls, and now he's a little bit out of whack here. Oh, to Youkilis, right.
Here's the 3-0 to Pedroia, and it's in there for a strike. Well, just to give you a little lowdown, as Franklin Morales just off the DL or just up from the minor leagues is throwing in the pen for the Red Sox. With Lee's outing tonight, his ERA is at 2.72. There's ball 4. That drops him down into 6th place now in the National League in ERA. I mean, he has come so far over the last month because of how well he has done.
Here's the Verizon Wireless game summary, and you see the only hit so far by Marco Scudero leading off the 6th inning. That's a line on Beckett and Dominic Brown and Shane Victorino, as Tom said, with the 2-run homers, and a real solid 6 so far for Cliff Lee.
He's allowed just the 1 hit. That was the single by Scudero to lead off the 6th. And now Gonzalez takes low, and it's 1-0.
His earned run average at the end of April, he was 2-2, and his ERA was 4.18 at the end of the month. That gives you an idea of what's been going on since then.
And now at 2.72.
End of May, 3.94.
Gonzalez in the air to left center field, playable for Victorino. Pedroia tags from first, and Victorino makes a strong throw in. Well, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team, 1, 2, 3. And Cliff Lee's done it 4 times tonight. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity HD Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, lightning fast internet, and home phone. Well, with 1 out, here's Youkilis, who walked back in the 2nd. One of 2 walks issued by Lee. And he takes a little low, 1-0. Lee started on Thursday as the Phillies wrapped up that series against the Cardinals. 2-0. And Ruiz is going to go out to the mound. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. He's just missing low with a couple of these pitches. And it's now 3-0 to Youkilis.
A couple of these guys like Pedroia, like Youkilis, they will take pitches because they're 5 runs down. You know, they figure we need base runners right now.
Parnell McDonald on deck. Like a lot of guys hitless tonight. Grounder left side. Rollins to second for 1. Utley with the turn. In time, a 6-4-3 double play. Well, the pitcher's best friend. 2nd straight inning. Lee is rolled a double play ball. This one gets him out of the 7th. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. The scoreless streak has now reached 30 consecutive innings for Cliff Lee. It's been a rather impressive month. Wills, who was the first Red Sox pitcher to win the Cy Young Award?
I'm going to stick with what I said to you.
Hey, listen, you got to go with your first thoughts.
Jim Lonborg.
Yeah, you're right. 22 and 9 in 1967. That was a miracle year for the Red Sox.
Boy, Lonnie was something else in that year, huh?
Yeah, he's now a dentist.
Yes, he is. Dr. Jim Lonborg lives in New England.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
May have been one of the classiest baseball players you'll ever meet, Tom. But boy, he was a battler too. When the Phillies got him, you know, he wasn't the same guy. He had that skiing accident. Franklin Morales comes into the game, but Lonnie would go out there and give you everything he could.
Hey, dude, happy birthday. He's celebrating his 6th, Wheels.
How about that?
With the Phillies.
And he's seeing Cliff Lee pitch another gem.
Well, and he's seen the end of Josh Beckett, as Wheels just mentioned. Morales was just added to the roster today. He was placed on the 15-day disabled list on the 29th of May. Made 6 different rehab starts or appearances for Pawtucket. Well, here's Dominic Brown. What a night he's had.
How about Beckett came into this game with a 1.86 earned run average, gives up 5 earned runs. You know, he'd been out for a little bit. You know, they said that probably sapped his strength a little, and you know, he wasn't the dominant guy that he's been all year.
His 1.86 earned run average led all Major League Baseball. It's now up to 2.20, which is still pretty darn good.
Yeah, and Josh Beckett is back and healthy. You can see that he's a different pitcher than he used to be, though. You know, he just doesn't have that. You know, he doesn't throw that overpowering fastball, curveball repertoire he used to have. He uses cutters more, and he's using a lot of splits.
Terry Francona chose to use Morales here in the bottom of the 7th because the lefties are becketing. Brown, the righty Ruiz, the lefty Lee. You know, you have to take Cliff Lee under consideration.
Absolutely. Treat him like a hitter. Also gives him a chance to get Morales back in the water after not pitching in the major leagues for a while. This guy started the 2nd game of the playoffs here for Colorado the year that Rocky swept the Phillies.
And then eventually lost to the Red Sox in the World Series.
Yep.
The Red Sox acquired him earlier this year for cash considerations. 2-2 the count to Dominic Brown. And he stays alive by popping that slider foul.
Here's Dominic's home run. This looked like a sinker. Fastball probably supposed to be in a little bit, and it tailed back over the plate. Boom, center field home run. And as you said at the time, that was out in a hurry.
The count 2-2. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Red Sox actually made a couple of changes today to the bullpen. As Ruiz waits on deck, not only did they activate Morales, but they also activated Bobby Jenks, former closer for the Red Sox. Or White Sox, excuse me. The other Sox.
The other ones, yeah. The Pale Hose. It's hanging in there right now. This is not an easy left-hander to hit off. There's Bobby Jenks and Jonathan Papelbon, their closer.
Swing and a miss, and Brown is down on strikes. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Well, this matchup between the Phillies and the Red Sox, this is something that we've seen before. Now, you see what the Red Sox have done all time against the National League. 146 wins, 101 since 2003. That's pretty impressive. And they're 26-17 against the Phillies. Now, on the flip side, the Phillies interleague record has gotten better the last couple of years. This year they're 5-4. Last year they were 10-8. But overall, still 22 games under 500 against the American League. Here's Ruiz. Red Sox have talked about their interleague schedule this year, and it is kind of cyclical, but they have 9 straight against the National League in the National League city. So they're not able to use David Ortiz, their designated hitter, at all. They've talked about moving Adrian Gonzalez to the outfield for Ortiz, but that hasn't happened.
He took fly balls out there tonight. I was watching him. There's Ortiz, and with a right-hander going tomorrow,
they may do it.
And if they lose, I'm just saying, yeah, you may be. If they lose tonight, you know, it could happen. Don't know. We'll see tomorrow.
They'd probably put him in left, and they expect J.D. Drew to be able to play tomorrow. He'd probably be in right.
But he was out there shagging flies today. Was Gonzalez.
Speaking of fly balls, that one's to shallow center. Here comes Ellsbury. And there are 2 outs. Now, speaking of a chance to shag some fly balls, if you're 30 years old or older, there's your chance of a lifetime. January 18th to the 22nd in Clearwater, Florida. Call 610-520-3400. It's your chance to be part of Phillies Fantasy Camp. You get a uniform, a game against the Legends at Bright House Field. Maybe you can wear the number 33 and swing the bat and throw the ball like Cliff Lee. And they get the same kind of applause from everybody at the camp that he just got as he came to the plate.
Boy, is he on a run right now. He stays in against this guy, and it'll really be impressive. He's throwing hard, too. I remember Morales being a 93 to 95 guy. You know what? He was, because he came up the same time as Ubaldo Jimenez, and they both pitched games here in September against the Phillies one year. The same year they were in the playoffs with him, and they were both really impressive in back-to-back starts.
Well, Lee is down on strikes. He got a piece of it. Varitek hung on to it. It's a 1-2-3 7th inning. So Cliff Lee will walk back to the dugout and no doubt then run out to the mound as he will take a 5-0 lead into the 8th. For Holmes, talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by the Quality Plus Ford stores. Well, doing a little dancing in the stands. That's what the Phillies fans are doing after Cliff Lee threw 7 innings today.
And entertaining. We're talking about Cy Young Award winners. There was one in that shot right there. Pete Vukovich.
The actor Pete Vukovich.
Actor from Major League. He played a hitter though in that movie. An offensive player.
I told him tonight, I said, you know, my kids are watching Major League and I'm trying to explain to them that not only are you a hitter, but you're also a pitcher.
Well, it makes me think back in the days when, here's Pete right here. And that's Joe Moeller, who's another great guy and a scout for the Florida Marlins, advanced scout. And John Vukovich, occasionally people would walk up and give him Pete's card to sign, and he would go, "Do I look like that? Tell me something. Do you think I look like that?"
To be honest with you, when I was a kid, I thought they were brothers.
Yeah.
I really did.
And they did spell their names differently.
2-1 the count to McDonald.
I even put somebody up to it one day to take a Pete Vukovich card up to me just to watch his reaction. And it was on cue, Tom.
A little high, and it's 3-1.
That's what happened to him last inning. He came out first batter, got a little bit wild, and then, of course, later on threw his double play ball and got out of the inning.
Ray Halladay and Cole Hamels looking on.
Well, he's getting a lot of ground ball outs again tonight, the way he did in that game with St. Louis the other day, and as a result, his pitch count's down. You know, the strikeouts are great. Halladay said that the other night. If you can not strike out as many, now he's got 7. But you know, you can save your arm a little bit. That's in the last 4 starts at home.
Line drive down the left field line. That's a fair ball heading to the corner. And McDonald will get a couple out of this one. Well, first extra base hit of the night, just the 2nd hit overall.
And that would have been real air out of the balloon if that had been the first hit of the game, if he had taken it all the way here to the 8th.
There's John Smoltz, along with Matt Vasgersian, doing some national television tonight.
That guy will be in the Hall of Fame someday.
I would think he would be.
And it's a lot nicer seeing him up here than down on the field.
Here's Varitek, who's 0 for 2. He's flied to right and grounded to third. One ball and no strikes the count. Lee has thrown 2 straight complete game shutouts. And he's trying to get the Phils to a victory here. And if he throws another shutout, well, that's just icing on top of the cake for him. He's just trying to finish this game off and get the last 6 outs. It is pretty impressive, though, the last Philly to do that, 3 straight shutouts. I mean, it's Robin Roberts from 1950. And, you know, to be put alongside of Robin Roberts is pretty special.
And a guy like Cliff Lee knows who Robin Roberts is.
He just guided that one in. It's a strike. 2-1.
Yeah, they'd be very happy right now if he, you know, you don't want him to, as you say, to lose his shutout, but if they were to get him over, get him in,
get the outs.
2 outs.
Yep.
See his pitch count there at 90. They're going to get somebody up. I saw Rich Doobie leave his spot there and head to the phone.
It's Perez and Stutz that are going to get up and start the throw. 2-2 the count. With Ryan Matson on the disabled list, Charlie Manuel said Bastardo would most likely be the closer in a save situation, but he would use Stutz.
He said that about Bastardo too, thinking about Big Poppy being on the bench.
Right. Off the end of the bat, a one-hopper, flagged down by Rollins, who slid, got his bearings, threw low to first, dug out by Howard. Wow. One away.
That's a great play, because you've got to figure, Tom, he was screened by McDonald.
Absolutely.
And McDonald's not at third because this ball's in the air a long time. See, McDonald, oh, he just, that's why he's not at third. because he ducked out of the way, but for a while there he screened. Boy, that is just a tremendous play by Jimmy Rollins. If you get the shutout tonight, think about that one.
Well, one gone. Here's Cameron, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. I'll tell you, he's just a tad low with some of these pitches. He's not missing by much.
No, and as you say, you know, he's missing in an area where he's not going to get hurt. First sign a guy's getting tired normally would be the ball is elevated because their legs are getting tired, so the pitches are up. In this case, he's down, missing, so you figure he's fine.
That changeup showed that he was pretty fine there. 1-1 the count. Couple starts ago was the curveball. Last start it was the cutter. This inning it's been the changeup, at least to Cameron.
Yeah, he's a little wild with his fastball right now, so all right, let's try something else. And you know how many pitchers can do that?
It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cameron. Got a little battle going on here between Cliff Lee and Mike Cameron. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, he froze him. Called strike 3. What a pitch. All those change-ups, and he comes back with Lord Charles.
That is amazing. As you say, all those change-up, fastball, and then he just drops a hook on him, which he may not have thrown to him all night. And he decides, oh, let's try this. And Cameron's going, oh, where did that come from? This guy's amazing.
Oh, he loved that pitch.
Yeah, when he's slamming his glove like that with his fist.
Well, Ruiz just went out to the mound to talk to Lee. He's got Scudero up and then David Ortiz in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, so even though it's left with Ortiz, you don't want him to come up with 2 men on base. Then they can make a game out of it. Just missing down with that fastball a little bit, and that's why he's gone to some other pitches in this inning and been effective with them.
But still showing that fastball there. That one was the closest of them all.
Yeah, he's still trying to get pitches with it, strikes with it. There's Big Papi.
Well, the cutter in for strike 1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now let's try this.
Grounder toward third. Picked up on a short hop by Polanco. And Cliff Lee is through 8 innings. His scoreless streak at 31 consecutive innings. He leaves one in scoring position. He's allowed only 2 hits tonight. And Lee doing a little magic to get Marco Scudero and also to pick up a strikeout or 2. Tailgate to check out the information on Tailgate at the Tent. Tent packages offer a unique opportunity to attend some of the most popular games of the season. The package includes a pregame tailgate in the Phillies party tent with music, buffet menu, beer and soft drinks, plus a ticket to one of several high-demand Phillies games. Again, go to Phillies.com/tailgate for more information. Well, the Phillies lead at 5-0 here in the bottom of the 8th.
And it looked like maybe they were thinking about taking Cliff Lee out if he got in a little more trouble, or maybe take him out in the 8th. Going into the 9th, there's that scoreless streak.
31 consecutive innings. Look what he's done here in the month of June. 28 strikeouts, just 21 hits in 41 innings of work. He's only allowed 2 hits here tonight. And he's joined some pretty remarkable folks in this consecutive inning streak as Bobby Jenks takes over here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 16th ball game for Jenks, 2-2, a 6.57 earned run average. Now, there are folks that don't fit in at certain parties. I'm not sure if that guy totally fits in at this party.
He's liking the results so far, though.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right. What's he doing here? He's taking in a big league game and a darn good one.
Let me see. What will I wear tonight to the Phillies-Red Sox game?
My Yankees stuff.
Yeah. Rollins leads it off here in the 8th. Bobby Jenks, the former Chicago White Sox closer, signed a 2-year deal with the Red Sox. 95 miles an hour, so his fastball's pretty good.
A little trouble with Ozzie Guillen after he left there. He said some things, and Ozzie and his son fired back at him.
He made only one rehab start or rehab appearance after being on the DL with a stiff back. Rollins, that one's right in on his hands. A slow roller to first, and Gonzalez takes care of him. 1 away. Wheels, I mentioned that Lee is in some pretty rare categories as far as his scoreless streak goes. Now, among starters, he's the 3rd starter in Phillies history with a scoreless streak of 30 innings or more. It's Grover Cleveland Alexander at 41 2/3. And Robin Roberts at 32 consecutive innings. Grover Cleveland Alexander also had a 30-inning scoreless streak. So those are some pretty good names to be part of.
That sure is. 2 big right-handers and a left-hander. Is the all-time streak still the one by Hershiser?
Yes.
50-some?
55 and...
A guy named Dick Dietz broke that up. A catcher, I believe, for the Giants. I didn't know whether that still stood or not.
Polanco takes strike 1. It's 0-1.
Carl Graber will let us know. Our great statistician.
Polanco's 1 for 3. Yeah, Hershiser broke Don Drysdale record just barely, but still pretty impressive. Swing and a miss. It's hard to put together the numbers that Drysdale, let's say Oral Hershiser, put together.
Well, for example, last inning, you have a 5-run lead, you have a leadoff double. You could care less whether that, you don't want that run to score, but you're trying to get 6 more outs. Correct. At that point. So that's what you're saying. There's so many things that could happen to give up a run somewhere along the way where it doesn't even beat you. It doesn't even come close to losing the game for you. You just give up a run somewhere.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. And Polanco asks for some time. Not too many folks have left here tonight. More than 45,000.
Well, it was electric here before the game. People are really enjoying this one. So far, so good.
On the outside corner, Polanco's down looking. He doesn't think so. He thought that was wide of the plate. 2 outs. By the way, Hershiser's scoreless streak was 59 in the 3rd.
Here's a pitch as a curveball. Well, you know what happened as much as anything. Varitek pulled it down so much.
Yeah.
It's amazing that he called it a strike. 59 in the third.
Yep.
And I think it was Dick Dietz broke it up.
And officially, just so you know, we're talking about thirds and 2/3. The Elias Sports Bureau, which is the official statistician of Major League Baseball, they move it back to the whole inning. So it's 59, not 59 in the third, although it did, get to that point. Here's Utley, who takes a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Utley's 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. One ball and one strike to count.
This guy got pretty good repertoire of pitches. You can see why he was successful. Throwing fastball in the mid-90s, curveball, and splitter. Stick around and see if Cliff Lee can pitch a shutout, huh?
Yeah, they might talk about this game and this experience for a long time. Utley toward the left side. Youkilis, the third baseman, has no chance to throw out Chase. They really had that overshift on against him. A 2-out infield single. And here comes Ryan Howard. If you're a fan of Ryan Howard of the Phillies, why don't you join up for the Fightin' Phils fan club? Membership includes official Fightin' Phils fan club membership card, a decal and a hat, a subscription to MLB.com game day audio for your PC, 10% off your entire purchase coupon for the Majestic Clubhouse Tour. Go to Phillies.com for more information on the Fightin' Phils fan club. In the dirt to Howard. 97 on that pitch.
Yeah, he's got big arm, this guy. When he fell into he started to struggle with the White Sox, and he fell into disfavor with the manager, and they finally decided to get him out of there.
Well, he's basically setting up for Jonathan Papelbon.
Well, these are two big arms at the end of the game.
Darryl Cousins' strike zone is a little wider last inning or so. See, Hanks is second all time in saves in White Sox history, behind Bobby Thigpen.
Roberto Hernandez, two guys who pitch for the Phillies.
Good changeup. 1-2 the count. Jenks' changeup is a splitter.
His breaking ball has been a curveball. He's only thrown 2 of those, I think.
Utley, short lead off first.
I think he wants a backdoor breaking ball here.
Howard checked. Varitek doesn't ask for the appeal.
See, he put down 2. Did Varitek. There's Vance Worley, who's going to pitch tomorrow night. He put down 2, and he put his glove on the outside part of the plate for a backdoor curveball. Be a good challenge for him tomorrow night, huh?
Yep, Vance Worley against John Lackey. And we'll see if the Red Sox make any changes to their starting lineup.
Stunned Varitek. Fastball 97. Ryan Howard fouls it off right into your mask.
I think he got a piece of his arm too.
He says he's okay. Ooh, man, that rings some bells.
Well, now it's 3-2, so that means Utley will be off and running on this pitch with Victorino waiting on deck. Cliff Lee waiting to go back out there, and he will go back out to start the ninth in search of his third consecutive shutout.
And that bullpen is quiet.
There goes Utley, and a foul ball. Howard tonight, his single was to left field as he took a fastball from Beckett and drove it the other way. A couple of fly balls to right.
This one with a 3-2 splitter.
There goes Utley again, and another foul ball. Caught in the dugout by Wilson Valdez with his hat. Got to keep yourself busy, Wills.
Yeah, when you're a utility player. They want to talk this over right now about where they want to go. They just want fastball in.
Wilson shaved his little goatee off.
He has a lot of different looks.
Could have anything to dye. Maybe his beard if he lets it grow in.
I think they just went to splitter for the final decision here.
Utley goes again, and there's ball 4. So first and second with 2 outs. And Victorino, who has scored 2 runs in tonight's ball game, included in that a 2-run home run.
Yeah, he really should have 2 hits in this game, but unfortunately Ryan Howard was on first base when he hit that ball in the hole, and Scooter made a great play to get the force at second, or Shane to have a 2-hit ball game. That's that FC under the fielder's choice. Here's his home run in the 6th inning. Josh Beckett looked like he threw a fastball and hit it a long way to right center field.
He's now second on the team in home runs. Just what you expect from your number 5 hitter.
Right.
Outside, 1-0.
It's true. The 5-hole hitter is supposed to provide power in an ideal lineup.
There's Utley at second. Howard over at first. Nice catch by a gentleman in the first row in the Hall of Fame club. You got to watch your hands on that one. The lady next to him was showing what she was doing. She was covering up her head. Here we go. Call it off, everybody.
That is a good play.
Yeah, it really was. Guy with Florida Gators shirt was battling for it.
Nice catch.
In the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Those guys have done some dancing tonight. Veritek and Victorino.
That's the second time tonight they've done a little tango down there. Veritek's going to win that battle. Shane's doing everything he can to get out of the way. He's not really sure where the ball is, and Veritek sees it. He's chasing. Here it is. In the dirt. Nice block. Yep. Now, Victorino does see that one. He's trying to get out of the way.
Another foul ball. It remains 2-2. This is a 23-pitch inning so far for Bobby Jenks.
Yeah, they're using the two guys tonight that just came back. Morales an inning, Jenks an inning in a 5-run game. You know, trying to get them back in the flow a little bit. See what they have. Can they trust them late in the game? Morales is their only left-hander. Well, Phillies are getting somebody up in the bullpen right now. You know, Lee's been sitting a long time.
It was Andrew Carpenter who had gotten up a few minutes ago. With a ground ball.
You know, that could factor into it. You know, a long wait like this, 5-run game. Sure, you'd like to see him get the shutout and all that. I don't know if they're thinking that way or not, but sometimes you'll make that move.
And a called strike 3. Breaking ball that Victorino thought was outside. He takes it looking, and the side is retired. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Bobby Jenks. Here he comes, folks. Cliff Lee going after another complete game shutout. Has to offer and has a lot to offer, folks. Tours, Fanavision usage. Call the special events department at 215-218-5100 or visit Phillies.com/special events. Well, here goes Cliff Lee looking for his 3rd straight shutout. He would tie Robin Roberts. He was the last one to do it back in 1950. Pretty impressive. Drew Sutton is the pinch hitter.
Whoa.
And he takes a breaking ball for a strike that surprised everybody. Sutton and Ruiz.
He really crossed up Carlos Ruiz in that. Look at his. Sorry. Let's kill.
Lee with 23 career complete games, 8 career shutouts. And a swing and a miss and a changeup. It's 0-2.
They're going to have Bastardo up as the inning begins. As Tom said, he would be the closer tonight. Just in case. But this is Lee's game.
See Sutton's numbers, 297, no homers and 5 RBIs. He's a switch hitter.
Curveball, changeup, curveball.
Just 103 pitches for Lee in tonight's ball game, including that last one. Got him. Swung on it, missed one away here in the 9th. He may have gotten a piece of it, and Ruiz hung on to it. Strikeout number 5 for Lee.
Little fastball away. Wow. Maybe a little bit out of the strike zone. Clinical.
So 1 out now for the top of the order. Jacoby Ellsbury's the batter. He's 0 for 3. He's lined out, popped out, grounded out.
Big part of any game to beat a team like the Red Sox. Keep this guy off base, and Cliff sure done that early from the first inning on.
Terry Francona said that coming into this ball game with Beckett and Lee on the mound, he said, you know, as a baseball fan, you kind of sit back and you enjoy.
Right.
I don't know if he enjoyed what he saw tonight from his starter, although he was happy to see him back. But if you're a baseball fan, you have to enjoy what Cliff Lee has been able to do here in the month of June. Including tonight, he's allowed 1 earned run in 41 1/3 innings here in June.
I don't know why the Phillies are having a better June than they've had in a long time. Look at this guy on the mound.
Ellsbury tried to check. Doesn't matter. He went around. No, he did go on the swing. Darrell Cousins did 2 different things. He called it a strike, then pointed, and it's 1-2.
Did Ellsbury think he just struck out?
Oh, I don't know.
Watch what he does here.
He definitely went.
Right. See, he's walking away. I think he thought he was out. And then all of a sudden it's, uh-oh, wait a minute, I got another pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Breaking ball hit the opposite way. Oh, boy. Taken on a hop by Polanco. 2 away.
That was a tough play. Like you said, oh boy, because that baby is spinning like crazy coming at Polanco. Curveball, look at it spin. Going the other direction. Well, he made a nice play on that.
The last major league pitcher to have 3 consecutive shutouts, Brandon Webb, back in 2007 with the Diamondbacks. The last Philly, Robin Roberts, back in 1950. Here's Pedroia, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Usually they wait till there's 2 strikes. Everybody's up already.
And barely anybody has left. 45,714. Little high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to join Cole Hamels with 9 wins here in 2011. Swing and a miss. Boy, was he late. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Pedroia. And here they come. Line drive caught by Polanco, and what a month of June this has been for Cliff Lee. It's his 3rd consecutive shutout. The last Philly to do that was Robin Roberts back in 1950, and Lee finishes the month of June with just 1 earned run in 42 innings of work. Look at the list that Lee joins. Robin Roberts, Chief Bender, Grover, Cleveland, Alexander, George McQuillan. Huh. The Phillies win it by a final score of 5-0. Cliff Lee is our Chevrolet player of the game. 5 strikeouts, just 2 hits. A single by Scudero, a double by Darnell McDonald, and Charlie Manuel has picked up career victory number 594 as the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. And he joins Danny Ozark for 3rd all-time in Phillies history. Well, this has been just an amazing night here at the ballpark as the Phillies win it 5-0. It's time now for our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
Well, in the 2nd inning, Dominic Brown, he gave Cliff Lee all the runs he needed right there. A 2-run home run on a fastball hit at the dead center field into the Phillies bullpen. That was 2-0. 6th inning, a man on base. Here comes Shane Victorino, and he just nails this baby. Another fastball into the seats in right field. Big hit there by Shane. That made it 5-0, and that's the way the game would end. And those are our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
And Wheels, 32 consecutive scoreless innings for Cliff Lee as well. Dominic Brown had a wonderful night for the Phillies, and he's down on the field with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Great game. Fastball you hit. First time when you face a guy like Beckett that has a reputation fastball, you have a tendency to get up for him.
Right, of course I did. So I was watching a lot of video. I came in early today, and I knew this was going to be, a big game for our team.
You hit the home run. I was really more impressed with the double ball out over the plate. You went that way, flying around the base.
Oh man, I had a bad experience the last couple of days, but I wanted to come back strong on this game coming in, and I just went with the pitch and made sure I was coming hard out of the box.
How about the energy in the ballpark here with all the fans and playing against Boston?
Oh man, it's incredible to even be a part of this.
Last question. What can we say about Cliff Lee?
Absolutely unbelievable. He spoiled us out there, Sarge. I just make sure that I stay on my toes, because you will sit back and just watch the game if not.
Thanks for coming on. Continued success. Tom, Wills.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. Congratulations to Dominic Brown. A very nice night for the rookie. What a night for Cliff Lee. There's the final out. There's the reaction. 3 straight shutouts to finish up the month of June. Phillies win it. We'll be back after this.